In this video, we're going to learn how to generate or create pie charts in order to visualize data from Excel file. So as you can see here, so this is an example of what we can do when we are done. So the Python code with libraries, we're able to generate this kind of charts. Okay, so of course you can save it, as you can see, to become a normal picture for your presentation and all that. All right, so I have a file that I've created before when we were working on the virtual environment. So I already created a file called test.py. So I'll just change it to pychart.py, as you can see here. All right, so once you are doing this, of course, this needs to have some leverage on certain libraries. So this is the file we are going to be working with. I mean, the Excel file. This is the data that we're going to be visualizing with Python. Okay, so we import the various libraries. We import pandas, which we've already imported in the previous. We've already installed in the previous video when we're doing when we're learning how to create virtual environment. Okay, so now let's see how we can install matplotlib. So open terminal, then type pip, that's pip, then install, then the library you want to install, which is matplotlib. Okay, then press enter. Of course, you need to be connected to the internet. Okay, so once you do that, it could take some seconds, depends on how fast your internet is. So once that is done, so you see that it is fully installed like this. So then you can see now that it doesn't have any issues anymore because it couldn't resolve it the previous time before we installed that. Okay, so what we'll now do is that we'll now create a variable called dataset. Then we'll now we'll read that data set will now say equal to that PD, which is that pandas, then dot read Excel. The other ones you could read, like read CSV, read HTML, and so on and so forth. But in this particular example, we are using PD dot read Excel. Then that basically links to where the file is, which is this one. Okay, so it is within the same folder that the application is running. Otherwise, you put a proper URL link there. All right, so the name is dataset.xlsx. All right, so let's just print out some certain information from there. So if I run it now, let's see. Okay, there's a little error here. Okay, the error is that open pyxl is not there. That dependency is not there. It's missing that dependency. Okay, so let's just quickly install that. So what we'll do, just type, just like we did before, you type pip, then pip, then the name, pip install the name, that's open pyxl, then press enter, then see that it's successfully installed. All right, so once that is installed, let's run it again. Close that out. So let's run it again. So if I click on this play button now, so you see that it displays some information from there, about 5 rows from that Excel file, as we saw earlier. Okay, so this shows that we are able to connect to that file without issues. Okay, so the next thing we want to do is to the matplotlib that we imported. So we now said PLT, that is the name we gave it as. All right, so we now say the title. So the title, that what is going to appear on the charts as a title, basically. All right, so if you run it down, so you can see an empty chart box or an empty window, but it gives you that kind of template, okay, where you have the X, Y axis and all that is there. All right, so now we not need to tell the platform the kind of chart we want to create, whether it is a line chart, whether it is a pie chart, whether it is a column chart, and so on and so forth. Create group as a variable, then equal to that data set that we created earlier. Okay, so then we now enter the various group by the headings. Okay, then sum it. We now use the sum function dot reset index function. Okay, so that basically brings that in and do some calculation and do some summation on it if any need. If it is needed. Then we now say that plt.py grouped, which we created earlier, then as an array, then label also grouped as the year. That is, this one will now appear at the SY axis. Now all these are just from the library. Okay, so for you to be able to visualize your data properly, then we use a star angle that is equals 140. So if you run it now, it basically just shows it to you. No hassle, no issues. Look at that. All right, so it looks like this. Of course, the colors are more or less like rainbow color. Okay, but you can fine tune the color a little bit if you so wish. So let's change the title of the chart. Okay, so Nigeria population growth since the year 2000. All right, so let's add the color. If you notice that color, you are going to see a little different. This is more fine-tuned. So this is how it looks now. So let's run it and see. If you run it again, see that it's a little bit different. See that it's a little bit brighter, sort of. Okay, so of course that's up to you if that is what you want. Okay, so then the next we need to do is to work on the axis. So we want to make sure that it is equal. That is, make sure that the entire thing is the same. That is the pie chart or the circle, basically. All right. So, but it may not show if you don't put it, but it's advised that you put it. Make sure that it's equal. Use equal as the value. So if you run it, it looks like this. The title is sort of so I can actually adjust it here. This is inbuilt, is part of the library, so you can actually just adjust it to suit whatever purpose you want. So as you can see here, to just move it around and so on. So you can also reset it. Okay, so all right, so that's basically that one. So the next thing what you do is that you see that the title is very close to the chart, so use /n on the title. So if you run it now, you are going to see that it has you can see that little space is there, as you can see. So it looks better readable this way compared to before. All right, okay, so you can see the way it has, it is in terms of how it is presented. Okay, so that's basically what you have here. All right, so look at the code very well, just in case you want to type it. Then, but if you don't want those a few lines to display in the terminal, so you can just block out that line 1, that line 5. Okay, so you see that it doesn't display there. That was just to see if we are connected to it, to the file. So all right, so this is how it looks. Then the size, you can use the plt.figure, then figure size equals the dimension. That is how it's going to look. You are using 10 by 6. So if you run it now, it's going to be a little bit different from what we had before. That is the frame now, or the window. You can see that it comes out bigger, before you resize and all that. All right, so this is basically what we have in this video. So subscribe to this channel if you have not done so already. Like the video and share it. Thank you. See you in another video.